its allied agencies, the Humboldt County Sheriff's Department, the California Highway Patrol, U.S. Marshals, Probation, Arcata Police Department, Fish and Game, and Humboldt Bay Fire did an operation to take the criminal transient element out from behind the mall and along the greenbelt here to try to improve the safety along the trails. That's why it was called Operation Safe Trails. We've noticed over the past several months that a higher level of criminal element has been infiltrating these camps. And as you can see from all the guns displayed, these are the weapons that have been taken out of here in just the last few months. And so it's become apparent that we needed to step in and take aggressive action to take the criminal element out of the area here, while not dealing with those who are just camping illegally. Part of the issue here is that we have a lot of people camping in an uncontrolled environment where predators can come in and harm some of those that are camping as well as citizens. We've had 6 violent assaults, we've had an armed robbery, as well as 2 violent assaults in the mall. And this is just not going to be tolerated. It is not acceptable, and we stand united in law enforcement to make sure that this does not take place. So as a result, we've arrested over 20 people today for various crimes. We did not arrest anybody for illegal camping. In 2 weeks, we're going to follow up, approximately 2 weeks, we're going to follow up with evicting everybody out of the Greenbelt area here. But we're not going to do that until we have something in place, or somewhere in place for them to go. We're working diligently on that as a team with the rest of city services to find that location. And once we find that location and have it secure, we'll come back in and go through a forced eviction if necessary. We are asking for the voluntary compliance of those who are living here. And we have notified everybody today that within 2 weeks they're going to have to be out. And but we'll come back and let them know where that's going to be. We've posted signs letting them know that it's illegal to camp here, and that the only place they're going to be allowed to camp is where it's been set up for them. We genuinely feel for the people who are less fortunate than us, those of us who are housed, but at the same time, this has created a high level of disorder, not only here at the mall, but in the area, and that's why we took the strong aggressive action. Now, one of the people that we arrested today, as you can see over here, had a sawed-off rifle and a ballistic vest with a trauma plate. This is the type of criminal element that we have back here. Right now, Humboldt Bay Fire doesn't come back here without a police escort. And so this is our effort to make sure that the community is safe, that firefighters are safe, and that people can use this public space for recreation as well as travel. So having given you that information, I'd like to thank a couple of people. One is Captain Steve Watson put this operation together. It's been in the works for almost a month. To coordinate these kind of resources is difficult, and it's also very time consuming. I want to thank Steve for that effort, as well as all the other chiefs in the area who support us, as well as the sheriff and the captain of the Highway Patrol, Adam Yeager, is here as well. We fully understand that this is not a police problem. Homelessness is not a police problem. The effects and those who are criminals who are living amongst the homeless are a police problem. And we're going to do our part, but we also need other people to step up and help. That's why we're repurposing the MAC. That's why we're going forward with Measure Z funding, hopefully to deal and find housing for people to stay and to live. And so it's very important to us that we help find the solution to this, but enforcing our way out of this is not going to be the ultimate solution. Yes, we can make an impact by putting people in jail and taking weapons off the street, but in the long term, there have to be other solutions, and I think Humboldt is up to that. Eureka is certainly up to it with the strategies that we put in place, and we are definitely a unified team in city government, and we're, as well as law enforcement, now we're asking the rest of the community to step up with us. Captain Watson, do you have any comments you'd like to make?
Yeah, Chief, again, I think you hit upon it, but you know, this is one of the main reasons why we're here. We've seized over 12 firearms from the camps in the past year, and most of those seized within the last 4 months, including the loaded rifle that we got today. So, you know, one of our main goals down here, it's not a war on homelessness, it's not a war on the homeless. You know, it's a war against the criminal predator element that's out there that preys upon the vulnerable in the camps, preys upon the patrons and customers and business owners in the area, and makes the area so unsafe that the fire department needs a police escort to come in here. And again, like the chief said, we're just not going to tolerate that. We've been identifying the worst of the worst. We've been serving search warrants on them. Today's operation is focused on them. This area has become known as a lawless zone, a safe haven for criminals to hide, and it is no longer.
Okay, do you have any questions I might be able to answer for you?
So what are some of the proposed locations that you would be moving people to once you evict them in 2 weeks?
We have not identified specific locations. We're working we've identified numerous locations, but we're not going to identify those yet until we've talked with the people who control those properties.
Following the evictions in the next approximately 2 weeks, what will be done in these areas to make sure that no more illegal encampments take place?
That's going to be very tough. This is an open, wide open area that has hundreds of access points. So what we're going to do is continue to have our BOP team come out here and police it and make sure that people don't stay. Second thing, with Measure Z money, I'm asking for 2 officers to come out here on a daily basis to work this area with our MIST team, Mobile Intervention Support Team, to find housing, to put people in the TAP program and get them back to their homes. Captain Stevens and I would talk to 6 people. Of the 6 people, 3 were from other locations, Las Vegas, Oregon, and LA. All 3 of them wanted to go back to their homes. And we said, come over here afterwards and we'll hook you up with tickets to go back home. Now there's some things that have to be done with that. There's got to be somebody to receive them. We just can't send them to other cities. So we have a variety of responses that we can do.
When you said the 6 assaults, what time frame was that in when you mentioned that part?
Well, we've had 3 shootings here, and 3 stabbings and 5 assaults with a deadly weapon, all of them in the past year. Most of them have been in the past 4 months.
Pardon? By our estimation, there's well over 100 people out here. So as you can see, it's a monumental and expensive effort to do that. So, you know, we're looking at 100 people plus.
We surveyed the area, and mostly the area just along the shoreline, missing several other parcels, and they counted nearly 100 tents and structures. And that was 2 weeks ago.
We did an aerial view of that with the support of Coast Guard to fly over the area and take a look at it.
Were there any notable incidents during today's operation, any resisting?
Not to my knowledge. Probably one of the most important cases to us is one of our officers took Joshua Stockoff into custody. Mr. Stockoff was wanted by the Eureka Police Department following the service of a search warrant on March 17th, just right over there. His father was arrested at the time, and many of these firearms here were seized from their camp. Today, Stockoff was found hiding in an area of the greenbelt back there, surrounded by water. Some of our officers actually took a boat in. They found him with that loaded rifle right there that's been cut down, as well as body armor. So he'll have those additional fresh charges in addition to multiple felonies from the previous case.
And how do you plan to control these proposed locations should everything go through?
Yeah, there's a 2-point plan to handle that. One is we certainly will pay a lot of attention to that as a police department. We believe that if it's tightly controlled and orderly, people are more likely to be safe and less criminal activity as a result. The second thing is we're going to reach out to the community. There are many community advocates for the homeless. This would be a great opportunity for other people to step up, and so the police don't have to be involved in that. And let us handle the emergency stuff while people who are truly on the side of the homeless and this is a great opportunity for them to step up and do their part as well.
16 firearms seized today, or?
No. We seized 1 firearm today, and there's been a total of 16 over the last 4 or 5 months. I think there's a couple that actually aren't here. We took 2 guns off 1 guy behind the mall, and those aren't here either. Any other questions?
So the arrests, are those all warrant arrests, or there's some possession stuff too?
You know, I don't know, Thad. Most of them are warrant arrests, just from listening to the radio. A lot of felony warrants, a lot of bench warrants, people that have been told to appear before the courts and didn't. I heard a couple that were assault with deadly weapon warrants. So a variety of things. You know, the dynamics are interesting when you talk to people out here, which is today. You know, one guy just got off parole in Arizona and came out here to live, to be a trimmer. That's what he told us. Another guy over here came from Oregon because he had just discharged from parole also there. So there's a lot of people that are coming here to hide for whatever reason. In addition to most of the people, the majority are from Humboldt County.
We got several drug arrests also. Methamphetamine was found on at least 2 individuals.
So the designated campground that you guys are working on, is that going to be sober? Drug and alcohol use?
No. You know, we're looking for a place where they can camp. And rather than have this uncontrolled area that we have here. And the whole idea is to have control. You know, they have a right to privacy in their tents. Now, you know, certainly if we see something that's a violation of the law, we're going to enforce it. I mean, just because you're there doesn't mean it's a King's X. But at the same time, I don't think we're particularly looking for people who are not going to be, that currently have substance abuse problems. And by the way, this is not a permanent solution. This is a temporary solution. I want to emphasize that. The permanent solution comes down the road. But I think our community is at a point where we just can't afford to continue to wait and wait and wait. We need to take some action now. Any other questions? Great. Again, gentlemen, thank you so much for your assistance on this, and we appreciate it.
Yes, sir.